Hey guys, welcome back. This is Jury Rig Garage. I'm Davis, this is Tristan here. Today we're going to continue on the suspension rebuild of my 1986 Fiero here. So if you didn't catch the last video, we are in the process of just completely redoing the suspension on this entire car because it feels like a death trap. You know, it's however many old, like 37 years old, and some of the stuff is original from what I could tell. But last video we removed the entire suspension from the driver's side. Now what we got to do is install all these parts right over here. So we got some Rodney Dickman rear tie rods, new KYB gas adjust shocks, zero lash sway bar end links, you know, just everything you think of, as well as rear conversions for coilovers in the rear. So that'll be really cool. What we're going to be tackling right now is the control arms. So we took these off. I did blast them with the power washer, so they're a bit cleaner. Once the ball joint's out, I'll clean it more. Same with the bushings. Got this ball joint press kit, so we're going to try to figure out how to throw this all together because we've never done this before. Remove this ball joint. I looked, there's no like C-clip or anything. We'll also have to figure out which ball joint. I think that's the one there. We'll bolt in, or I guess press in. And then as far as the control arm bushings, we're just going to heat them up with a torch, knock them out with a hammer, and then replace with these propane polyurethane bushings.
Today it's a freaking sweatshop around here.
Yeah.
It's 92 out and we're freaking sweating in the shop.
From Washington, so this is way too hot for us.
Yeah, we're not even doing anything and sweating is dripping down my face.
Yep. Also on top of that, as far as the motor is going, I got the tensioner set up. So it's got the Fiero Raj tensioner. So this is like a tensioner off of a Ford Taurus. I did have to make this custom idler pulley. So it's stainless steel, welded together, perfectly fitted like washers for everything, and it holds the tension really well. So this is not interfering with anything. It was coming close to that, but won't be a problem. Really great belt tension on this, and I'm not running power steering, I'm not running AC, so this is as simple of a belt system as I can do. It drives the water pump, drives the alternator, and that's about all I need. Also, Tristan has given me his lower intake manifold for a Supercharger. Also, I have the Supercharger case over there drying because I cleaned it out. Going to be making a turbo manifold just with the Supercharger upper and lower. It'll be pretty simple, but I have to do quite a bit to it. I'm going to be probably porting this, opening it up. Also deciding if I want an intercooler here or if I want a air-to-water intercooler like exterior, like this one right here. Need to decide if I want, you know, the brick like I just mentioned, or something like this that can just be independent. I think this will end up being more efficient than what we could do with like a brick on there, so probably what I'll do. Also, space is kind of need to be in consideration when I close the hood. You know, I can't close the hood if it's too tall. I need to check measurements and everything. Lastly, the fuel rails that I customized, they work great as far as I can tell. I Jury Rig Garage pressure tested them. I put something heavy on there because I don't have brackets built for it yet. I plugged it up with this. I had a fitting, so I was able to put compressed air into it, and it was holding over 50 psi of air pressure without leaking from the fittings. Sprayed some soapy water on it and didn't see any leaks, so this is pretty cool. We'll actually probably do this for his Bonneville, Tristan's Bonneville at some point.
Yeah, they're really cool. I love those. And at least your fuel rails won't be the limiting factor to your intercooler system, you know?
Yep. Be able to route the fuel lines however I need. I'm going to do like a true return style. So that means the feed that's coming off of the fuel pump is going to Y into both the fuel rails. Both fuel rails will exit into a regulator, and then from the regulator have a return to the fuel tank. So it'll be a true return style, not a deadhead system. Also, these aren't going to be linked, so they'll get even pressure between the two. So it'll be a really nice system. And way safer in a Fiero because, you know, if you know these cars, guys, they kind of burn down sometimes. I mean, we replaced a fuel filter on there, and whoever put this together was gambling.
Yeah, they really were.
They had no barb fittings. Like, there were straight pieces of, like, fuel hose. The hard lines, no flares on them because they just cut them, and they just put the line over it and then a bunch of hose clamps on it.
Among all the, like, open wires in the car and the engine bay, just going to nothing, getting power. Yep.
I mean, I drove it just for a little bit. I never, like, daily drove it, but I drove around the block and, you know, down, you know, the street and all that, but I'm glad I didn't see that before driving it, because after driving it, horrified. It was bad. If you're a Fiero owner, don't mess with your fuel system. So, yeah, we're gonna crush that. So we're gonna put this together, hopefully be able to push out this ball joint. Looks like we need the adapter top and bottom, the tube, and then just press it out.
Seems pretty simple. Hopefully it goes that way.
Yeah. I'm wondering if we should use the impactor or if we should just crank it by hand. So we'll go ahead and probably just set this up in the vise over there, and we'll be right back.
There we go.
Now tap it out, basically. Whew. All right, guys. Yeah, straight through. That was an ordeal. This kit wasn't designed for a Fiero. It's kind of a universal kit, so we're running into a lot of problems with pressing it out. So now that we have that off, we can press in the new one, and there's instructions on how you do that, but we'll see how well that goes. Oh, man. Yep, this one just really did not want to cooperate, but good thing we're replacing it. Alright guys, now we got our handy dandy, you know, professional torch. We're gonna burn these out, so you just heat them up real hot, and then you tap it with a hammer. So I'll just get a metal hammer out the center metal pin, and the sleeve will come out with it. Then worst case scenario, we just get a wire wheel to go through and clean it up. But yeah, we're just gonna let this toast for a while. You know, toast and marshmallows, and
hell yeah,
should have that out here shortly. All right guys, we're back. We did not catch removing the bushing on camera. Unfortunately, we'll do it for the next one. We just kind of wanted to trial
disgusting, by the way.
Yeah, so basically you really just got to let it burn through. So sorry EPA or whoever. You need to heat the bushing up, you know, just leave the torch on it, let it burn completely. In a video game, don't do it in real life. And then just tap it out with a hammer. We got a 23 mil socket to kind of just tap out the rubber, and just came out. It's actually very clean in there, so not much cleanup at all we'll need before we put the polyurethane in.
Yeah.
And that'll go in super easily.
Yeah, I mean, I bet it will.
Now we'll go to this one and we'll just kind of show you the process. All right guys, we're doing something straight for once. So we're gonna go ahead, we're putting it in now, and got everything lined up, and it's actually going in quite easily. So yeah, just hold on to this.
But it's coming.
Yeah.
Boy, she coming. Why don't you give it the beans a little bit?
Try our best. Set up the GoPro for you guys.
I'll see if it wants to go in.
I mean, it's definitely, it's totally cocked. God dang it. All right guys, well we're back, and that was an ordeal.
We got it though.
Unfortunately, we did not get it on camera. The I guess the method that worked for us with this universal kit was to kind of just force it. So we tried wrapping our head around it, like trying all different setups, all different things, and eventually the solution was just to force it. I mean, it went in cocked, but eventually, you know, made its way through.
Like he said, there's just no way about it to where like it just wouldn't fit over the control arm perfectly, so we couldn't get it in straight. And we just decided the last ditch effort was to force it, cocked or not, and see if it pops in. And that is what it did.
Yeah, it's in straight and proper now. Finally,
man,
so.
we were messing with this for easily an hour, maybe more.
Yeah. So what we'll do now is get the C-clip in, because I actually included one. The old one didn't. You can see we kind of like, the tool went into it, but it's perfectly flush if you look at that.
Man, you should see the tool. Tool didn't fare as well.
Yeah. It only needs to survive one more.
But again, like this on here, it just doesn't fit like it should, because this isn't
flat.
It's not made for that.
Yeah.
So that wasn't great, and that was literally the reason we were having a hard time. You can't use the thing that centers it.
So we'll go ahead
what you gotta do.
Yeah, we'll put the C-clip on, put the boot on, then we'll actually get the polyurethane in. That'll be, cross my fingers,
and then we'll
easier.
That'll be one side done.
Yep,
just one.
Just the lower, because we still have to do the upper, but the upper one is bolt-in. All the other ball joints on this car are bolt-in, so we don't have to bother with pressing it.
Oh man.
And just putting in the polyurethane. We'll have to burn out more rubber, but that's about it. You know, in a video game.
Love it.
Yep. New cotter pin, new boot. a greasable fitting, and this was actually only like $8. This was like the cheap one.
Damn. It's almost there. There you go. Okay. I was gonna be like, you need like a screwdriver to push that down, but you're like, nope, just hit it with the clip tool. Oh,
nice.
That was a good snap.
So that prevents it from falling out. The other one didn't have it. Also, some people, this is like just rumors, but some people have supposedly found control arms from the factory that they welded them, like they tacked them in. Not like fully welded, but they just tacked it so it wouldn't fall out.
That's so dumb.
Mine didn't have a tack, obviously.
What would you do?
Grind it.
Get new control arms?
You could do that, but I would grind it off. Like just kill the tack. And this also did not include C-clip, on the old one. So this is technically a better design at that point. And put the boot over, fill her up with grease. Then comes with castle nut and the cotter pin for it. So that's installed, all good to go. Now I'll just grab one of these. I don't know which one's what, We'll probably need to use the vise to push these in, but it's just going to be something like that with this in the center. Might be able to do by hand, I don't know. Yeah, I'll probably just bring it over to the...
Can you just buy C-clamp, the tool that we have, maybe? Maybe.
Oh, it's so heavy.
She's heavy girl.
I guess you're supposed to put lithium grease on this.
Are you going to do that, Davis?
Should I do it?
Probably spit on it.
What do you think I should do?
I think you spit on it.
I'll put some on.
Alright. I feel like spit is the best lube there is.
Spit would have worked. I think better than lithium grease. But just for you guys watching, I'll use the grease. God, my hands are freaking
disgusting?
Yeah.
If your hands don't look like this when you're eating,
don't look like this while eating.
You're a liberal sissy. A libtard sissy. Hopefully our viewers know that's a meme.
Sure. I can almost do it by hand.
There you go.
Finally, something working.
She's sliding in. That's actually really easy. That's the easiest part about this whole thing. It's kind of crushing that though.
Yeah.
Not what you want, but polyurethane will hold up. Damn, it ain't moving no more.
It's actually not moving anymore. What the hell? Oh, I see. The lip of the control arm is a little bent because I was hammering it,
So we gotta take that out and bend it back.
Yeah, or I might just be able to do it right here. But anyways, we'll be right back, guys. You saw how it is. Like, we're 1/8 of an inch there. Hey guys, we're back. Not entirely sure where we left off. I was doing like a time lapse, a couple different things, but I don't think it recorded me taking apart the brakes and cleaning it up and stuff. So basically just took the rotor and hub assembly off. So the wheel hubs are built into the actual rotors. So like those studs, it's not like the rotor will separate from the hub. It's a one-piece deal. So I got a 24 mil socket. I lost my old one, I'm not sure why or where it went, but got a new one. Surprisingly, the castle nut that was holding it on was not tight at all. The impact, I set it to 3, it didn't even like engage or impact off. It just like spun off easily. So that's not great, but we got new hardware. So I got new brakes here, new pads, cleaning up everything, clean up the dust shield next. But I took this all apart, taped it all up. So It's actually tape on there. It's not like the surface is painted. Just adding some couple coats of engine enamel to it. I have the complete lower and upper control arms here. So I think I already showed you the upper, but I got that all painted, ball joint installed, the Prothane bushings installed. Upper, I got the ball joint assembled properly. I think in the time lapse I installed it upside down, but went ahead and swapped it. Got the bolt and hardware all wire wheeled up, so they're all clean. So yeah, guys, new polyurethane bushings, new ball joints, cleaned up, painted. It'll be easy and nice to work with. Same with the knuckle here. The center hub and brake rotors will be all nice and new. A couple other things on the motor just so kind of give you a sneak peek, but the custom fuel rails that I built, I made brackets that go from that bolt to there. So I got button head bolts. So the brackets will basically just be forever bolted to the fuel rail, and then these nuts can be removed so I can take the fuel rail on and off if needed. I just have them drying over here, so just cut up some steel, bent it, got it to where it needs to go. So this fuel rail will bolt down. I tested it, I bolted it down. I basically made this little adapter to add compressed air. Use my tire gauge to hold it at 55 PSI. I'm thinking when this is running, I don't know what fuel pressure, but it's gonna be over 50, I think, just over 50. It was holding air just fine. I was hearing a leak, but it was just through here. I sprayed water on the entire thing. The only place it was bubbling was right here. So as far as I can tell, the custom fuel rail works. It's able to hold pressure, so that's pretty cool. The real test will be once it's actually installed, you know, under fuel pressure. I might go back and actually plumb this up with a fuel pump just outside, like a bucket with a fuel pump on there, and see if it's able to actually hold the pressure. That'll be kind of like the truest test, but I'm gonna leave that for another time. Working on the other brackets here for the other fuel rail. You can see I need to drill in those spots that I marked, tap it, and then use some steel here to make brackets from. Lastly, I'm actually forgetting if in the last video I even had this, but Tristan gave me his lower intake manifold and supercharger from a separate build, and I'm gonna be using this as the turbo manifold. Yeah. Sit down. There we go. Got a ZZP block off plate. So this will be a turbo manifold. It'll pipe charge compressed air in here. I'm going to be doing tons of porting too on this thing. And this will be blocked off super simple. I'll be able to use a North Star throttle body, which is 76 millimeters. Give me more than plenty throttle body for this setup. But guys, I think that's going to do it for this video. In the next video, we're going to be assembling the suspension in the front. I'll get everything all put together. Basically on that side, we still need to replace the tie rods. So got these, need to remove the inner ones, they're still on the car. So swap on the tie rods, swap on polyurethane sway bar bushings, my zero lash end links, new KYB gas adjust shocks. I also have new steering rack bushings, polyurethane, double stabilizer bracket. So I'll be adding an additional stabilizer bracket to the front steering rack. It'll be adding additional dampening, which will be nice. Basically, I'll put everything together. I'll show you guys in the video the installation of this, and then just replicate on the other side, you know, just to save time. So you've got, you know, you only guys need to see one side. Then we'll start on the rear, where we'll be able to finally install these coilover conversions. Very excited about this. Ground control, that's the company that makes these. They spec'd out 350-pound springs for the rear. This will drop it about 1 inch, plus it's adjustable. So very excited about this. Oh, there's one other thing. Let's see where that is. Here we are. I got some ZZP aluminum valve covers. And with this, I bought some LS coil brackets I'll be welding on. I got these. Will bolt on, and with the Holley system converting to LS coils. So that'll basically be a stock, basically stock like we'd get on an LS, where the coils will bolt to the valve cover. Be able to run these, I think these are the D585 coils, so they're like the best quote-unquote truck coils, come with the heat sinks. So that'll be very cool. I was imagining valve cover on there, coils going right to the plugs. Then I can use start on the actual exhaust manifolds or the turbo logs for this thing. But this thing's coming together. I am super excited. I'm just like going piece by piece with this whole thing. I hope you guys will stick along for the whole process. It might not be entirely like segmented like you see every step because I'm jumping all around with this project. But yeah, it's really coming together. Super excited for this thing. But that's going to do it. Very much appreciate you guys watching. If you want to join us as a member down below, go ahead and click the link. Supports the channel, helps us continue with the build here. You get early access to new videos, all that good stuff. So be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and we'll see you next time.